Hey everyone, welcome to the December Buy It Now sale. Yes, we are finally in the month of December. I did my Christmas auction last month. Thank you to everyone who made that a tremendous success. There was only one item that didn't sell, and I'm kind of relieved because I'd rather keep that, I guess. I've got one, now I've got two, and if the opportunity arises, I can use that as trade bait later on. Anyway, this is the December Buy It Now sale. What are we doing here? Well, I'm going to pull out 5 items and I'm going to offer them up for a price. And the first person to put a bid down for that item in the comments is going to get it. In other words, I will say item number one, 50 bucks. And if you want item number one, and you can leave a comment that says item number one, $50, buy it now. Something to that effect, so that way I know which item you're talking about and that you understand what the price is. That way we can kind of know. The first person to leave comments for each item, they're going to be the ones that win. As far as shipping goes, I cover shipping. As far as payment goes, I accept Zelle at stupluback@msn.com. I will take PayPal, but with PayPal there are fees involved, so I'd prefer not PayPal. Also at stupluback@msn.com. I do use Cash App as well, $Stu or you can do a check or money order, the preferred method, believe it or not, to me. Make sure you make it out to Steve Plabanik, P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois, 60075. Yes, that's IL, not a 12. Anyway, that's for payment. It's open to everyone in US and Canada. I can't do the rest of the world. Don't know how. Not going to worry about it. It's US and Canada. Sorry. I'm not gonna even try to figure out that hassle. So we've got five items this week. So let's get started. I got to get my cheat sheet here. Item number one. This is, as you can see, from 1928. It's a 1928B $1 silver certificate. This is the first series small size silver certificates. 1928, 1928A, 1928B. And I'm sure you guys probably noticed it's a star note. You have that gigantic star there, solid star like it's supposed to be for these. Just such a cool note. Star notes were replacement notes. People didn't really save them because they didn't think much of it. So to see an old star like this, yeah, that's worth some bucks. This one is FR1602 star. Let's take a peek at this note real close. You can see this note has seen some things. It is definitely a circulated star. But when we're talking about old star notes, it's more important to have one. Yeah, you want one in nice condition, but you're going to really pay up for those. So just to have one, you can see here the center fold is pretty serious. It does have the folds here as well. Miscellaneous handling and creases on it. Not a perfect note by any stretch of the imagination, but it is an example of a 1928B star note. What does the book say? The book says this is in a grade 8 is $75, in a 12 it's $150, and in a 20 it's $200. That's what the book says. I am not going by that price. If you are interested in the 1928B star note, the buy it now price for item number one, 55 bucks. That 55 also includes shipping. Don't forget that part. $55, item number one, the 1928B star note. Number two, it's the next incarnation of the $1 bill. This one is the 1934. Series of 1934, still a funny back. The 1934 funny back from series of 1934. The 34 series is the coolest because you get this bright blue digit here. Once they went to 35, they grade that out, especially in the other denominations, the 5 and the 10. So to have this series, to get the 1, the 5, and the 10 all together, that's a pretty cool set to put together, and it's an easy set to put together. In fact, it's such an easy set that I'm also going to include the 5 and the 10. You're going to get the full set. So let's look at all these up close. This one's the roughest of them. It's also probably one of the most valuable ones. We're just going to go over this here. You can see it is creased. It is dirty. This is the weakest of the group. Might even have just a touch of a tear there. Looking at the back of this note, once again, letting you take a close-up just to make sure that you're happy with what you're getting. Yeah, there's that corner again. You can see that. So that is the $1 bill. This $1 is 1934, and then we're gonna go with the $5. $5 is bright. It's got a hard crease here, a hard crease here, but overall, the color on this one's good. The paper on this is good. You can see a crease right here as well. Series, of course, of 1934, and we're just gonna give this one a quick once over, just so you can see everything about it. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm not saying it's uncirculated. It is most certainly a circulated note. There is the entire portion of that. Check the back. Looking at the back here, once again, you can see the center fold. You can see a fold here. You can see the horizontal fold. So not hiding anything on this particular note at all. That is the 5, and then finally the 10. 10 is also pretty decent, good color. It's got, it's got a corner ding, slightly off cut, no big deal there. It does have the center fold, does have a horizontal fold. Let's run this one through here. Yeah, you can see that fold pretty good. Center fold, once again, doesn't destroy the picture. A little bit of a wrinkling over here. Once again, the horizontal fold shows. Corner fold. So yeah, not an uncirculated note at all. Good eye appeal, but not uncirculated. Looking at the back, just showing every bit of this note so that you can see exactly what you're bidding on. Now, like I said, you're getting the entire 34 series, and we'll double check the dates. This one is series of 1934. This is a 34A, and this one is a 34 because this is the only way you can get the one, is the 34. There were other series A, B, and stuff for the 5 and the 10, but not for the 1. So you're getting all 3 of these notes. All 3 of these notes are going to be item number 2. Let's see, in a grade 8, all 3 of these combined are $88 in a grade 8, $94 in a 12, and $116 in a 20. You can have all 3 of these, shipping included. Shipping included. Total price for item number 2, $80, 80, and that'll be yours. So item number 2, $80. Item number 3. This one's a little rougher, but it's got a surprise. The color on this one, it is a rather dark note. The lightest note I've got here is probably this 10 to compare it to. So you can see this note is much darker. It's got dark paper. Dirty. It does have a little ding here. You can see the creases. This is a Federal Reserve note from the series of 1914. It does show wear. Does have dirt there. Does have a slight paper pull right here, it looks like. You can see the fibers in this one really good. But yeah, the paper itself is rather dark. So it's not in the greatest of condition. It's not the prettiest note, but condition-wise, it's not shredded. It's just a dark note. It's just, I guess you'd call it stained, maybe dirty. But overall, if you don't have one, good way to get one. This particular one, I'm just looking over here. What is this? Is that a tear? I think that might have been a tear. Let's take a look at that. Is that a repair? Yeah, it's been repaired. Let's look at that. It doesn't feel like tape. It looks more like glue. It might be a little bit of tape. Anyway, we're checking out this note here. 1914 $10 Federal Reserve note. Now, the cool thing about this note is it's not the common one. This one has a slightly rarer signature, which makes it a little bit more valuable and a little bit more accepting of the damage to the note. Okay, it has the signature combination of, where is that? Burke and glass. So Burke and glass signature combination, a little bit more rare. What does the book say? This is item number 3, and the book says that this is FR925, if you want to look it up yourself. FR925 in a grade 8. It's $125. In a 12, it's $200, and in a 20, it's $300. So with all the imperfections on this, who knows? It may grade, 20 net. It may grade 12 nothing. It may grade 8, there's just all kinds of room on this particular note. Anyway, like I said, this is item number 3. Even in a grade 8, the book says $125. If you want this note, including shipping, $85 and it's yours. $85 on the $10 Federal Reserve note from 1914. That is item number 3. Item number 4, kind of a biggie. This is cool. This is a national currency $100 bill. It's actually a national, it's a Federal Reserve banknote is what this is, and they printed it on the national currency paper with the idea that this would replace national notes. This was backed by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Each Federal Reserve Bank would back different notes. This one specifically, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York will pay. So that's how these came about. And this one is actually, I'm not going to call it uncirculated because it's not. You can see that it does have a slight crease here. You can see the top has, it looks like damage from going through a counting machine over and over again. Slightly rounded corners. You can see 2 light folds here. It does have a light horizontal fold, and as we hold it up to light, you can see there is a light center fold. But looking at the note, here it's got a fold here as well. This note has decent eye appeal. Let's look at the back. Looking at the back of this note here, you can see it is dirty, but dirt don't hurt. There's that crease over here. So overall, a pretty nice example of the $100 Federal Reserve banknote from, I didn't even say the year, there it is, 1929. Now this particular one, the $100 note, not all of the Federal Reserve banks made hundreds. This one is FR 1890B, and let's see, where is it? I did not write down the book on this one. I did not write down the book. All right, well, let's go get the book. I got it right here. Gotta love it when I'm prepared. All right, Federal Reserve Bank from New York. Silver certificates, nationals, and Federal Reserve banknotes. Here we go. Federal Reserve banknote, from New York. You can see that there's only 480,000 of these made. In a VG8, you're talking $160. In a 12, you're talking $185. 20 is $200. EF40 is $250. That's what the book has to say about this one. And even, like I said, in a grade 8 is $160. It's not a grade 8. This is actually pretty nice. It's probably well over that 20. And a 20 we said was, what did I say the 20 was? 200 bucks? 20 is $200, yeah. What's my price, including shipping, if you're interested in this note? $185, and this is yours. That is item number 4. And finally, item number 5. This is a $10 bill from 1928, but once again, you guys knew that because you can see the numeral here. Only the 1928 series put a number instead of a letter. This is the first small size notes, the 1928 series. This is not a 28A or a 28B, it's a 1928. Yes, it's dirty, yes, it's folded, yes, it's creased, but it is kind of bright still. It's not ridiculously dirty. It has decent color, and you can see it has all kinds of handling to it. It would be so cool to have the $10 from 1928 and a $10 star. So I put that together for you. Here is a 1928. You can see 28, and this one happens to be a star note. And look at the number, 000200837. So yeah, not a ridiculously low number star, but it's got a couple zeros in it. Look at those giant green stars. Now, once again, you're not talking about perfect notes, but the brightness of the paper is okay. It's got a lot of creases, it's got a lot of folds, but we are talking about a star note from 1928, and it's got a little bit of staining over here. You can see stain here, but looking at this side, it's in about the same condition as this one. So you're getting the $10 1928 and the $10 star from 1928. The only thing that would have been better is if the numbers were the same, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. In a grade 20, this book, the regular book's out at $60 in a grade 20. And the star in a grade 20 books out at $350. So if these graded at 20, that would be over $410 if they graded at 20. I don't think that you're going to grade at 20, but I'm also not asking $400. If you're interested in the pair of 10s, you can have both of these. Both of these. Item number 5. $199 gets you the pair, the regular and the star from 1929. Don't forget, you've got redeemable in gold on demand. I know, it's not a gold certificate. But that's what I've got for you guys this week, these 5 items. Good luck in your bidding. Go ahead and get them in there. I might be just a little bit later than normal in replying, but I figured out how to do it exactly right as far as checking to see the order that comments come in. So bear with me and I'll get on it as soon as I can. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for bidding. I appreciate it. And Merry Christmas to you.